Ohio farm. Guess I never heard of that.
Why? Well, thank you. No one told me.
Did you good?
We go sideways.
Okay. Thanks.
It's probably like, I'll put a couple extra things on the docket and pull back the minutes to help you out.
Tell him tomorrow that if he does more than 3, he's come and run the meeting.
There you go. I
No,
second that.
that's the rule.
That means I don't have to be here? Because
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna do
No,
more
we said so we
regardless.
voted on that. Still on time.
Still time. Oh, yeah.
Sounds like it's a bonus hour. Yeah. Okay. The March 9th, 2026 Board of Zoning Appeals hearing shall come to order. Clint, will you give us the roll call?
Yes, sir. Karen DeForest.
Here.
Dan Reinhold.
Here.
Larry Vandelier.
Here.
Doug Smith.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. Chairman.
All right, why don't you go in the rules and procedures for the evening?
Please turn your cell phones off or to vibrate. Please keep conversations to a minimum and when necessary, as quiet as possible. These meetings are recorded. Information concerning the agenda and applications are available on the table near the entrance. Restrooms are located in the north outside of the commissioner's room. Exit is located on the east side of the commissioner's room. If you have not done so already, please sign in. Please speak only when at the podium. State your name and address. Speak only to the chair. Be brief and speak to the topic and discussion. Be mindful there's a speaking time limit. Petitioners will be given a limit of 10 minutes and remonstrators will have 3 minutes. Staff will present a petition. Petitioner speaks for the petition. Members of the public may speak in favor or opposition of the application. Board members may question remonstrators. Petitioner may address questions with no new evidence presented. Motion is made in the affirmative. If a second is received, discussion will commence. Amendments may be made. Voting will take place and the result will be announced. Cool. You ready for the first one, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
All right. Take a deep breath here. B-25-25 ABC. Just Cam LLC, Lori Haggis.
I guess.
I guess this is for 3-dimensional standard variance for a new single-family dwelling. Variance is for a road front setback of 10 feet rather than 20 feet required. A rear yard setback of 10 and 53 hundredths rather than the 20 feet required. And a minimum ground floor square footage of 628 square feet rather than the 720 square feet required. Located in Lane 800 Snow Lake, Section 21 of Jamestown Township, map number 7603214290000006. Here we have the aerial photo from Beacon GIS. And here we have the site plan. Why do I have nothing? Okay, there it is. Which one is it, left or right?
Right in center.
Center. Oh,
Vacant lot.
the one I did. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. It's the vacant lot in this picture.
Yeah, there's the shed that can be.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all I have for you tonight, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Okay, I was here in January. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Lori Haggis. I brought my builder here because I couldn't answer questions very well last time, so I brought somebody smarter than I am. But anyway, yeah, we came in January.
Your address.
Oh, I'm sorry, 600 Lane 800. Victory Island, Snowman.
And I'm Roger with Designing Innovation, 610 South Darling Street. and Roll.
Oh, it's Roger Krugerberg.
Yes.
I'm sorry, man. You look so old. I haven't seen you in a while.
There it is.
Yes, it's okay. Oh, Roger. Okay, I'm fine with that. It's comfortable now.
No, you're looking good.
I will say on the notes that were up there, when the last time we submitted for this meeting, for the variance and all that, the square footage on there is noted at 628. The variance paperwork that we submitted last said 550. Because we downsized the layout to fall in with the side setbacks and as best as we could with the, rear and front.
Yeah.
So it's now 550.
It was 550.
So it helped you with the impervious coverage. Is that why you did it then?
That and trying to get
Closer to the. Yeah.
farther away from those two setbacks, the front and rear setbacks.
Because when we came to it this time, I think, you guys were like, no, it's just too close to those and you didn't. So we went in even further, means they just have a skinnier bunkhouse, but yeah.
And then added
We're trying to get it.
another floor, so it's actually the lower level basement, or not basement, lower level garage, and then 2 living quarters above that. So it still falls within the height restrictions. The last paperwork we submitted, and I have a copy of, not a copy of that, but I have it on my phone. It said 550 square feet compared to the 628 that's noted on your.
What do we do about that?
That doesn't seem like that's even worse. Yeah, that's a greater deviation. You can go lesser deviation, but you can't go greater deviation.
Oh, for the legal that was sent out, you mean, and everything?
Yeah.
Well, I know that was,
Was that corrected before the legal went out?
It was.
It was?
Yep.
Okay.
I just don't think it got updated on these forms.
Okay, so it's been advertised correctly. It's just that the forms that.
I got 628 on that. Can I just scratch that out, what, 550 and initial it, or? What do I do to this form? Scratch it out and initial it, or? 550 is what you're going for?
It matches the.
I'm making sure, it's fine. I just don't think this got updated.
Yeah, we have the one that says 550.
So the building footprint we're seeing on this over, that's correct.
correct, that is correct. When you calculate that up, it comes out actually at 558, 559, so we put 550.
But it's supposed to be 550.
So the verbiage up in that corner is wrong.
That's what I was just wondering.
Okay.
Better. That's actually a good thing. Seems like it.
So we're good. It was advertised.
I'm not seeing the forms in here, unfortunately. Let me double check. You can go ahead and.
I looked it up digitally, which I can, they can see it, but that doesn't.
I have the last proposed, I have on my notes at 528. This is the last one you proposed.
528 square feet.
You do not show a 550 anywhere here. I don't know if you can send it to
Well, if
me.
you go to 550, because that's a lesser deviation.
So that'd be okay.
But they can't go less than that.
Yeah, and we have that.
I'll move down through it again.
That's what we have, right?
This is digitally, this is what I have. What we
That we submitted.
Okay, looks like we can proceed because it looks like we're well within our fudge factor. Okay, so we're at 550.
That's the whole stack, okay.
So it's 550 is what we're talking about tonight?
The 550 and the front rear setbacks, less than the 20. That stated, my form actually stated 10-foot setback to go on both. The survey shows 10.53 from the rear. I was going with 10, asking for 10 because just a couple extra inches.
Yeah, I get it. That's to the overhang, right?
Yes, and gutters.
And gutters, okay.
Wherever there's gutters on that would actually be on the sides north and south, which we are at 5+ feet to the gutters on the side setbacks.
Okay. Okay, sounds like we're clear.
So we're no longer at 10.53.
Well,
Or
he's
just-
asking for that, but he's probably gonna be at 10.
10.53 for rear, 10 for front, and then the size of 5.
If he's measuring the gutters, he has at least 12 inches to play with. He'd allow that
It's
going
gonna go to
around.
foundation now.
Change started, so it'd be actually 11.53.
So it'd be actually 11 foot or 14, well, 11, yeah, it'd be more.
So he went the gutters, right?
To the gutters,
Yes,
yes.
he went the gutters, he'd add 12 inches to
Okay.
hold those.
Okay. I just wanted to.
Yeah, I've got like 8-inch overhang and where the gutters and.
It's 12.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
We're recording this proceeding. If it has to be typed and there's several people talking at the same time, the court reporter's going to be very upset at me and may not get an accurate record. So if we have a question of the petitioner, let one petitioner at a time and then go ahead. Okay.
Okay. Can you continue?
The reason for trying to build this or wanting to build this is, they own the house across the street, or grandma does, which is now in your mom does, I guess. Is it now in your LLC now? It eventually is gonna have to be torn down, but to try to renovate and accommodate her growing family. Lori's got 2 sons, with growing family there. We want to be able to put storage over there, and then, the children and grandchildren to be able to have a place to stay in there, because there's no room in the house right now. And all parking, is available at the existing house across the street, which is, Riverfront, not Riverfront, Lakefront. So, trying to build something that can accommodate both families.
Questions, Karen?
So you're not gonna be doing any parking at this lot
No,
of any vehicles?
No.
None. And are you gonna have sewer hookups there?
they already put in the grinder, so that's already there, so everything's ready to go. It'll hook up to the well. He said he'll go under the street and hook up to our existing well, so I've already checked on all of that. That's good to go.
Is the health department?
Yeah, they know, they approved that too.
Go ahead.
Dan?
So is it so this, you said bunkhouse, so it's gonna be kind of like a garage, like with.
With bunk beds above it, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Question, Clint,
Mhm.
on this, like, we're pretty big anymore on parking, like, this would have a separate address and everything else too, correct? It'd be a house.
Typically, and now in garages, we don't require it, but it should have an address for emergency services, nothing else.
So what if someone down the road sold this and then it didn't have the parking, the requirements that we,
Just like anything else.
gotcha. That's all I have.
Okay, Larry?
Not sure I have any questions. You are going to be parking underneath it, I'm assuming. You're parking in it.
I mean, no, I mean, we can, but we won't. We want to use it as storage. We can
Okay,
put
storage
5,
down
6
below and
cars
living
across the
upstairs.
street. Yeah, we have plenty of parking across the street. So, yeah.
Have you drawn up the plans yet?
Yeah, they were, I got you.
One of the big things we have is access out the garage from above. You have an outdoor access directly from above.
I thought I sent those, but.
Oh, this is the building side, not the plan side. I'm just trying to save you trouble.
Yep. I got 2 more copies if anybody else wants to see them.
I'd like to see that.
Topography to it too.
This is kind of sectioned off.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
Yes. Wow. Yeah, you go up. And you see on floor plans, you go up and it takes you upstairs, stacked stairway. Take the up, pretty much open room.
That's how we got the,
Dan's probably gonna steal the screw.
That's how they got the.
Right. No, I wouldn't do that, Roger. It's all right.
So in the future, what's to keep you from making this a rental? Full time.
I mean, we wouldn't, I can't even fit my family in my house. So, I mean,
65, I can do
I don't know. I mean, we wouldn't.
Times that
I can tell you, we don't even rent our cottage, so we don't rent our boat. We don't, and I've been there 50 years. We've never rented, ever.
And this is not on lakefront at all.
No.
It's a back lot.
But
It's tight.
the neighbors they're all good with it. The other two houses actually are 10 feet from the road. Exactly, both houses on the right and the left. If not even less, actually, on the one.
It'd be nice to show those other properties on here.
They actually.
Yeah, I did.
There you go.
Yeah,
I think they're on there, actually, like a second picture.
Turn around there. There you go.
Third, I saw them on there. The one sits on a hill, but the other two are like 10 or less from the road.
Do you have any, letters from your neighbors to say they don't mind it?
One was already here at the last meeting. I don't have letters, but the other two were coming. But I don't know where they are, but they live in Angola. And they were coming to say they don't care. Actually, this is interesting because when I talked to the commissioner the first time, when I said, my neighbors don't care, she said, well, that really won't matter. It's really just about the numbers. So I didn't really, I mean, even the last meeting, no one said, hey, bring letters or whatever. I mean, even my last neighbor who came said, no, I care. It's a back lot. Right now, it's just a shed and overgrown grass and whatnot. I think they appreciate the building there. Yeah.
Is there anyone else, any other questions by the board? All right, I'll open to the public, see if anybody has questions. Is there anyone in the public like to speak in favor or opposition to these variances requested? I see none. Is there any conditions that we need to consider?
I think it needs to be tied to the house due to the well being underneath the road. I mean,
Yeah, that was already, oh, sorry.
Here's-
earlier
That's right.
that they did it underneath the road. I think it has to be tied to probably what they have in the front.
One of the reasons they can do it right now is the 300-foot roll rate plan.
That'd be
I agree. I think
a fourth.
Karen's 100% right. Because otherwise, you run into other problems down the road, like Larry said too.
Yeah, if they sell it,
Because we
and
have
somebody's taken off of somebody else's well.
Is there anything else that needs to be considered if it gets reasonable? Are you okay with that condition?
Am I allowed to talk?
Yes, you may. Ask your question directly.
So this gentleman, the attorney at the very first meeting said that in order to do this, we would have to get the properties combined because of shared well, which we agreed to do. So we already agreed to go to an attorney and get it drawn up as one property. So they are not separate properties. We talked about that in January when I was here.
Okay, very well. That's making it official here tonight. Okay, that's the condition.
Will they have to do that before they can pull a permit? So then that way we know it's done?
I will require that, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Question, does the paperwork, does that have to be done by attorney or do you have it? Because I ran
A new
into.
deed, a new survey.
Okay, new deed, new
combined,
survey,
yeah.
all right. Because I've ran it before where you could actually, there was a paperwork.
Continuous lot form, but they're stating it can't be like that.
Okay,
It's gotta
because
be a
it's two
deed,
separate
but
slides, not connecting, okay.
that is correct.
You can do this A, B, and C or just
Yeah, let's do A, B, and C.
all together?
Oh, we haven't opened up to the.
You guys have condition language, or we just taking it as a commitment since you already offered it, or how do you want me to do that?
It's in the previous minutes of it. And the condition is that, I assume that it's conditioned upon the lots can be separated or sold separately.
Okay.
I'll just put lots shall not be sold separately.
Okay, good.
I'm assuming we had a motion yet.
No, we haven't done the public yet.
Okay, I'm ahead of you.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we have. Nobody said anything yet. Hasn't been closed yet.
I'm losing at that. Go for it.
I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move we grant petition B 25 A, is B and C. Both that for a 10-foot road foot setback, 10.53 foot rear yard setback.
And the third one should be 550.
And 550 minimum square footage.
We need to fill these, Doug, on all three.
Yeah.
To, I guess, Just Cam LLC. Lori Pages. As presented with the condition that we discussed earlier.
I second that, Clint.
Gotcha.
You guys can go ahead and sit down.
B and C.
Yeah, so that.
Make a copy, put it.
Look up the email and just forward it. Actually, your email address.
Have you met me in technology?
Yeah, my number hasn't changed.
You got me.
Okay, I'm going to announce the voting. Variant A as passed by a 3-1 vote count. Variance B as passed by a 4-0 vote count. Variance C is passed by a 3-1 vote count.
There you go.
Thank you, ladies, Joe.
Enjoy.
Thanks so much.
With the beautiful weather.
It's 549 square foot up on the cruise.
Yeah, I know. My head.
You got a few things to sign there, Mr. Chairman, so I'll wait for further instructions before I start reading stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you're ready.
Okay, we'll read the next one.
All right, D-26-02, Kyle Schultz, Jeff Arnold petition for one-dimensional standard variance for a business sign. Variance is to allow an illegally non-conforming sign to remain as an off-premise sign instead of on-site as required, located north 300 west, section 20 of Jamestown Township, map number 7603200016000006. Here's the aerial photo of the property in question. Here is a photograph coming 300 heading north on the west side of the road. There's an actual photograph, probably taken by Christine with a bunch of snow in her car. I get it. That's all I have for you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Yes, you may.
So I'm asking for the variance.
Name and address.
Oh, sorry. Kyle Schultz. The address is 155 Lane 650A on Snow Lake. I'm asking for the variance because unlike a lot of the properties here around Steuben County, this property is unique. As even when I went to this other regional waste district, they said this property is a diamond in the rough because there's no singular road that goes on either side of my property to put a sign out for advertisement for business. So I spoke with the local farmer, Jeff Arnold, and unbeknownst to me, I thought that if the sign wasn't fixed into the ground, it could go up. So the sign is just stationary, sitting on top of the ground. We took it down. But what I'm asking is if we could have a variance to potentially put it back up for the advertisement of my business and the men that work for me.
All right, Larry, questions?
What was that on there? Your guys?
Your Guy Tree Service and Excavation. And I came up with the name because I took down a tree for a veteran that couldn't afford the tree. And I didn't have a name for the business. And he said, well, you're my guy. So I came up with that name.
You're not located, where are you located at then, your business?
Lane 155, 658.
Okay, so
You know where Snow Lake or Timber Bay is? Okay, right back in Timber Bay, there's a 40-acre section of woods back there. And he sold me 5 acres of the woods in the middle of the woods.
so that's where your equipment is at, I'm assuming?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And why isn't this considered a billboard or something like that? I guess that.
We don't have the billboard or I think we just have sign, ground sign, monument sign, this kind of sign. So in this case, it's just a sign.
And we have signs everywhere. I guess I don't know why he needs a variance. I guess I'm not sure what the ordinance is about.
If his business was on that site, he could probably just pull a permit. His business is on that same property, it's counted as an off-premise sign, and that zoning district doesn't allow for off-premise signs.
Okay, so I think commissioners want to do something about it. Okay, thank you.
Eric? How long have you had that sign there before it became known for our office?
A couple of years.
A couple of years, so it's been there a couple of years before we got flagged. Do you know if there's anything on that site before you put a sign there? Was there any other advertising on that road? Do you know of?
Any other advertising on the road? Up and down that road, there's.
Well, I meant on this particular tract of land where the sign resides.
On that piece of property, Jeff Arnold's property, that's the only sign on Jeff Arnold's property. And I think it's a quite large piece of farm ground that he's got there.
Mhm.
The spot where I chose to put the sign is just like a turn in the road right there, where he wasn't using it as anything for his fields or anything. He said, you go ahead, Kyle, stick the sign out there.
Okay. All right.
With your permission, of course.
Okay.
I have one more question.
Sure.
So you said there were other signs along there too? Not there, but on that road?
On that road, yes, there's a couple other tree service signs. There's Cook's Tree Service on that road. There's A-Top Tree Service. And then also was mine. If there's any other that have somehow popped up on that road, I'm unbeknownst at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's that
Oh.
one right there?
That's for the nursery.
That's for the nursery, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, any other questions? Is there anyone in the public that could speak in favor or opposition to this variance request?
Yes, I would.
You may come up and you have a podium. And give your name and address.
My name is Will Staley. I'm 6525 North, 300 West. You go to that other picture on there, you'll see my house. So I live right on the road. I own a tree service. So I was the former owner of your guy tree service. So we went through this process of putting a sign on my property when it was on my property. So we knew all about the regulations, rules required to put a sign up. So Mr. Schultz has, if you don't mind. Okay, pass it
We gotta
on.
keep it for 30 days.
That's fine, you can't hold them. Mr. Schultz has 3 signs in Coldwater. Place all over the place in Branch County. He's got one on Old US 27. When he first coming to Michigan, he's got one on Centennial Road. He's got one out west of Coldwater. So it's been proven that his signs don't do anything for him. He's has customers that are online that have said that verbatim here says, so don't put your signs up at all over town because it gives the impression that you want business. Mr. Schultz obviously doesn't need business. He obviously has enough business and he can't support his customers. Now, the other thing is that like some of the signs that are around town or around the county, they're directional signs. So like Good Times has that sign right on the corner there. It tells them that they need to go to that location, right? There's nothing that your guy tree service or your guy excavating offers the public that they need to go there. I know this because I own a tree business and I don't need people at my place. So we have other means to do that. There's billboards, which Mr. Arnold does not have the right for billboards. You could do other sorts of marketing, same way that I have to do it.
Are you saying you don't have?
Oh, I have a sign on my property that's permitted, but it's on my property. His problem is not, he made a bad choice on his purchase of his property. Okay, so it's an issue of the location of the property, not the signage. If he's got a problem with where he's located, he's more than welcome to move it. Right? That's what everybody else has to do. I would say that if he sold a product, I'd say it'd be acceptable, but he doesn't sell a product, he sells a service. The majority of people go online for and look up services, for tree services. I will tell you that based on those pictures, if you give him the permission to put the sign up, he will be back here again for another location around Steuben County somewhere. I know personally this type of person. You give him an inch, he's gonna take a mile. So please consider that. You guys have any questions? No. Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak at this moment? Okay. Let me come forward, Kyle. Sure. Yeah. You can rebut the demonstrator. You choose.
So, you can't see his house in the pictures, obviously. His house is about a quarter mile down the road. Dan, you know that road quite well. It's quite far down the road. This would be the only sign I ask for you guys. You guys can even put that in the, if you guys decide to let me put the sign up. And I won't ask to bring those signs, but the sign is like my property is right here. If you shoot straight across the field, it's right there. Jeff Arnold told me I could put the sign anywhere out of respect for Will. I put it further down the road. So I wasn't. In fact, when they went to first have this meeting, they accidentally filled out the paperwork to put the sign right next to Will's property. And my first comment was, I wouldn't do that to another tree service. I would prefer to have my sign further down the road as respect of another business owner. So I have nothing further to say.
Okay. Is there any other condition? Is there a condition we need to consider here?
I have one more question. Do you have other signs that you put like in people's yards when you do work, or do you have other signs that you place anywhere else?
As the guys do work, they have yard signs. And I have a salesman that runs around and randomly stabs them on the corners. But yes, when they do work on other people's properties, sometimes if it's like a really good location where there's a lot of tree work there, they'll put a sign, as all the other tree services do.
Is there any conditions to consider?
Well, I wonder what the hardship is yet.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that he said that his business location is not a place where they have road traffic. That's the only hardship that I heard. He's located in the woods off of, well, there's no road frontage for any kind of advertising. That's the only thing I heard.
So I don't have advertisement. Oh, sorry.
Public hearings open.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion. We don't have a condition that other than as presented.
Mr. Chairman, I move we grant petition A-26-02 to Kyle Schultz as presented, because we didn't do any petitions, correct?
That's right.
I'll second that.
Great. We have a tie vote. So
Sorry, staff.
Our fifth member will review the record and then announce his or her decision at the next meeting.
Thank you.
when is it? Do we have a meeting for April?
Yeah.
We have one thing right now, so as long as that stays on the docket, yeah.
Okay. You're free to go. Thank you. April 6th. Yeah. Basketball championship night.
Either.
That's right. We have a lot of that. We have meetings on a lot of, either the basketball or.
So is he replacing Kevin?
If you
It
replace
is,
him,
no, yeah, but I meant for Larry tonight.
Either Kevin or Landon, we got two missing.
I don't know who else.
Do they both listen and vote or just one? I've never had two going.
Whoever Larry's replacing will not listen. And the fifth member
Yeah, I already heard
that
this.
is not replaced will listen.
Check.
Okay.
Whoever called in first, that who would replace.
Yeah.
You ready, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
B-26-03AB Scott Bowling petitions for two-dimensional standard variance for a new single-family dwelling. Variance for a road front setback of 5 feet rather than the 20 feet required, a rear yard setback of 5 feet other than the 20 required. It's located at Lane 130 Lime Lake, Section 35 of Mill Grove Township. Oh, boy. Map number 760435324002.000-007, 760435324013.000-007, and 7604320411.000-007. Here's the
Three properties?
sites in question.
It's 3 parcels on it, is what it is. Yeah.
Here's the site plan. Here's the picture with Christina's Jeep in it. And another one, good scale. That's all I have for you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Look at the plot plan. Shows you what's 3 covers.
Oh, gotcha. They're tied together.
Probably will be one.
There's one up here too. Gotcha.
Okay, somebody can come forward and tell us about the project.
I'm here for a determination today.
State name and address, please.
My name's Scott Bowling, 6190 West Orland Road. No. Okay. My name is Scott Bowling, 6190 West Orland Road, Angola, Indiana. I'm here for a variance determination. I have a letter written out. I'll go ahead and read it now. This letter is in regards to a plot plan that was submitted to the Steuben County Building Department on December 30th, 2025 for the construction of a new home. After submitting the plan showing the correct front, rear, and side setback measurements, I was told that a side driveway was not permitted and that I was in violation of the driveway determines the front of the house rule and needed to pay $470 for a variance. I was then contacted a few days later and told to bring in an additional $200. When I asked to see the code stating the driveway determines the front of the house, they refused to show it to me and said, "I'm not going to argue with you." Now I'm required to pay $670 to comply with some made-up code, which I don't think really exists. Requiring me to comply with made-up codes is unprofessional, costs time and money, and diminishes my confidence in the Steuben County Building Department. I am also very concerned about this being allowed to continue throughout the entire building process. I want to be compliant and pay for any code violations I have, but if this code isn't a real code, I don't feel like I should be required to pay for it. I am confident the commissioners will do the right thing and provide the proper oversight to remedy this situation. Thank you very much for your time and attention to this matter. Please feel free to contact me at any time. I think what the real question is the code which states the driveway determines the front of the house really a code? That's what we're trying to determine tonight. Now I got the code book that they gave me here and I've looked all over and I can't find that anywhere in there. So if any of the commissioners would like to go ahead and go through the code book there and underline it for me there where it says that the driveway determines the front of the house, then I'll go ahead and I'll agree with that my plot plan is uncompliant. But right now, I feel like my plot plan is compliant. Thank you.
Okay. Do you wish to seek the business before us this evening is variances by the plan office that's determined you need variances to build a house as you presented the plans to?
Well, what's happened? Can I come up and show you this? Or, what's happened is I brought, do you guys have the plot plan in front of you right now? Okay, now what's happened is I've drawn up my plot plan. You see where I've got the front and the sides and the rear, okay? The front of the house, I've got the 25 foot, so that's compliant. The rear of the house, since I've got the 2 lots in the back that it's going off of, it's 30 some feet plus. And then on the sides, it's 5 foot. Now what's happened is the planning director's taken my plot plan and turned it sideways and now said that the side of my house is the front of my house and the other side of my house is the back of the house.
Okay.
Okay, so he says that I'm not compliant now, even though this is the front of my house. My house has a definite front of the house.
Did you understand the question? I think he was just asking where you want to go forward with variance. So.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I needed a variance to begin with. I'm compliant.
So you want to go forward if necessary, but you feel you're non-compliant, correct?
No, I feel like I'm compliant.
You are compliant, but you wish to go forward if necessary.
Well, yeah, I want to build this house, but I don't want to pay for any made-up codes that don't really
I
exist.
understand that. That point's been made, but you want to go forward with variance, I believe. I
Well, I want to go with, yeah, I want to go, but I don't think I needed a variance to begin with.
understand that.
That would have been an appeal.
So now, what is the code violation that you're looking at my?
Sir, I was talking, please. Okay, I'll be quiet. That would have been an appeal. There's an appeal process. If you think something was done in error, you can come to the same board and file an appeal to say, override the decision. And since you did not do that, we're here tonight for a
The
variance.
only problem is it costs $400 to appeal the planning director's decision, so I get penalized no matter what.
It's user fee. I don't know what to tell you. That's the rules.
So are we okay with the building department making up fake codes then? You guys act like you don't even care about it.
You made your point.
Okay, I made my point. Thanks very much. You know, you can be either part of the solution or you can be part of the problem, okay? As far as I'm concerned, I think you guys might be part of the problem.
The thing is, we deal with this 10 times a day at the office. So you just saw what we do for a living. That's all right.
Well,
No big deal.
okay, well, I'm gonna table this one, just to give the petitioner a chance to,
You gotta get you gotta let the remonstrators up here.
okay, well, we didn't really hear any evidence, so,
Well, that's not just that's for all 4 to decide, so.
all right. Well, I've never had anybody walk out of the halfway through a variance request, so this is a new one for me.
Understand.
So
I guess that I'll ask, why isn't the front where he says it's the
Where
front?
the driveway comes off of.
Say
Where
what?
the driveway comes off of.
that's how we.
So he doesn't have a,
Everybody else in the county has to deal with the same stuff. Yeah.
Let's get the remonstrators.
All right.
Then you can ask your questions, please. Just,
Okay,
just a clarification.
understand. Fine.
okay, is there anybody that'd like to come forward and speak at this time about this particular variance in front of us? Okay, public portion is closed. I don't know how to proceed at this point because we didn't.
Why don't you, I'd suggest that the question posed by the petitioner is, am I required to get a variance? What is in the code? So perhaps Clint could tell us why this variance is required.
We got this code sections right here, 4.04 on the application that we signed out. I don't have my ordinance with me.
And I did send it to him as well. I'll look for an email of where I sent him everything.
So, and that requires him to obtain a variance because of the
orientation.
Or the driveway.
Driveway has to come off the lesser traveled road and then the driveway's the front of the house.
So you're talking about the lesser traveled part. Okay.
Yeah. Determines your 5 foot, your
Yeah,
20 and your.
It's pretty standard.
Yeah.
I've been on this board many years and I know we've had variances that are determined by, or not variances, but setbacks determined by where the driveway is, which road's the main, and
Sure.
so the procedure's familiar to me. All right. Yes, Bill? Yes,
So, once again, I'm with you. The question, so this is a corner lot?
Yes.
Oh, okay, well, nobody ever said that.
Mm.
And once you say it's a corner lot, I mean, I understand what happens. But, okay, there was a whole lot of stuff going on. Thank you.
So second that, a corner lot triggers it, you can take.
It's a corner lot.
Rather than you get a different, than standard, yes, you get a little bit of, lesser relief on
Double
that.
frontages are the ones you should be mad about. You get double dip hurt on those.
What's that?
Double frontages are the ones
Oh,
that
yeah.
actually hurt people as
If
far
it
as.
cuts back in your
Yeah,
setbacks.
because I'm old.
Yeah.
Corner lots, we've never had trouble with, to be quite honest with you.
So you believe the code requires a variance?
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Do we wish a table to give the party a chance to like present his evidence?
He's been selling that same speech since December 24th or whatever.
Okay.
He's been trying to get on in front of the commission.
Evidence, so.
Okay, all right.
What he wanted to present, so it's up to you to decide.
So what you need is 5 foot setback in the rear.
That's the ghost.
We're just one of this,
Do I just make a motion to table it?
You can make a motion to vote, you can make a motion, I don't know. On the table.
It's gonna change if you table it. He can't present any more evidence. The hearing's been closed. So, my only instruction would be try not to let the vituperative language persuade you. It should be based upon the evidence presented, not the tone that is presented.
okay. So I guess, since we didn't hear much about the details of the
Property.
property
Anything.
and how tall it is, exactly where is the driveway? I have a hard time.
It's off a hydrant.
Well, other than the written record you have in front of you,
Yeah.
there's not much, that there.
That's my point. Don't have,
We don't. No, even on parking.
Is there anything the staff can provide?
The parking is in the square blank area.
So that's the driveway.
Oh, yeah, the drive and the
that's the
park, I'm
drive.
sorry, I didn't know that was a
Sorry.
question, I
Right.
thought you were just, okay, coming up here off of Highview Drive, coming in the driveway and there's a parking. This up here.
okay, so that's the,
Yes.
is there like a garage for this particular proposal?
So where he's got labeled front, is that where there's a driveway?
No,
No.
that's his front.
No, that's his front.
Oh,
I sent him the ordinance stating that the driveway is,
No driveway here, the
Okay.
driveway. comes
that's
up.
where he wants
It's
to.
not confusing, that's down 20 now, just so you know, 'cause that changed too. It really is.
okay, good.
That's 20 now instead of 25.
Yes.
Oh.
Correct?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
front, rear state.
The car stays the same.
Yeah, okay.
Because she, out too.
Do we know how many bedrooms? Do we know anything about
Unless it's in your
any?
packet.
Okay, so he didn't even discuss any of those plans.
We did not get that far.
Usually Larry asked that question. Must be slipping.
Now, I see that this particular spot here has 10 feet from the center line. So what's this, the dotted line, what's that?
Probably road right away.
Okay,
Because the private drive is never where it's supposed to be exactly.
yeah, I get that.
So, yeah. So it's probably 15 to 20 off the travel portion.
So it does look like a lot more, but it's still not his yard, because he has.
Technically, no, that's
Right.
road driveway.
Okay, so, I don't have to, yeah, I've got. That's
Granted, it's woods and then it kind of goes down into like a, what would you say, Doug? It was more of a ditch kind of, or
I'm just gonna look at the overhead that help refresh my memory. Yeah, is there a joining property owner here in attendance tonight?
It sounds like these might be.
This is a little bit of an unconventional.
John Kidd, 175 Lane, 175 Lime Lane. The bottom hand of that picture was my garage. And like you, I was thinking that he was 5 foot off of the main road. We had his drawing, it looked good to me.
Which one are you, by the way? Are you, can we see you up here?
Yeah, the bottom left-hand corner, that's my
Okay.
garage.
Oh, Clover.
Bottom left-hand corner.
So this one, yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
And you're quite a ways from the proposed house, right?
Yes. What I couldn't figure out was, he wanted 5 foot from the road, he's got all that empty land there. That's when you put that on the paper, it doesn't sound right. But the way his drawing had it on the land, looked okay.
So is, the 3 lots that are in question, is that all he owns, or is there more that?
He said he owns the 3 and back, didn't he?
He
Two
owns
back.
these two. And these two.
Okay.
Okay.
There's actually 4 parcels.
Not to the left of, as we're looking at it.
No.
Blue.
To the south and two to the north.
Or
To the north.
and to the north.
Yeah, to the north. "25 years ago, I was down here bored."
Has it changed much?
Yes. Except the lawyer.
Yeah, I've never seen somebody
Because
leave,
he's been on this.
Yeah,
board.
yeah, phone call.
at least over 20 years.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody,
Skip out.
yeah, was frustrated and just walked out.
Down the hall.
Okay, is there enough evidence? I'm asking the board members to vote on this. Does anyone feel comfortable voting based on the evidence presented this evening?
I don't want to.
No, because I'm still
No.
confused as
Yeah,
to
'cause
how much he really needs for the front, or how much he
I don't know.
needs for the
Don's
front
here
here.
going back to speak more.
Yeah.
Horse is over, is the only problem.
That could almost seem where it's
I don't know how
15
you're gonna
feet,
get
not
more
20, or maybe not 5, but.
Yeah.
I thought we just saw the ship sail.
Okay,
Unless he reapplies, which I don't want to try to get him to reply. I'll do it if I have to.
Is that, all right?
I mean,
Just to let it go.
I think you have to vote. Nothing's gonna change whether you vote or don't vote. Because if he comes back, you can't reopen the hearing. So you're not gonna hear any more evidence than what you've heard. You have to decide based upon what you heard. And you can take into account your written record, comments by client, staff, comments among yourselves, take that into account and vote.
Okay, I still have a question. I'm still confused about the 5 foot for the front. It looks like he's actually got more than 5 feet
For
there.
the travel portion of the road.
yeah, this is, the setback is from the property line.
First property fence. Right here.
Oh, this is the property here.
Yeah.
This is all road right away. That's not, he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't own that.
It's deceiving. It's deceiving. Looks like it's.
The travel portion way around the lakes, that happens sometimes.
He only owns to right here.
I get you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's,
the road right.
Oh, that's real driveway.
We would have to come off of North Lake Gage Drive.
Highview Drive.
So least travel.
Want me to?
That would be good. We can sign it.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion. Seems like that's the right thing to do.
Mr. Chairman, I move we grant P-26-03A for Scott Bowling for variance, 5-foot road front setback and a 5-foot rear yard setback as presented.
Second that.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Variance A has been denied by a 3-1 vote count. And variance B has been denied by a 3-1 vote count. I tell the petitioner to see the plan office because he's not here. I said I can't tell a petitioner to come to the plan office because he's not here to.
I think after tonight, it'll be on the list. We got to make sure he doesn't come to. Not worried about myself so much.
No, I agree with that.
Ready, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
B-26-04, Jim Haddock's petitions for one-dimensional standard variance for an accessory structure. Variance to allow a third detached accessory structure on a property less than 5 acres rather than the 2 detached accessory structures allowable. Located 470 East, 660 North, Section 24 of Jamestown Township, map number 7603240000. 008.000-006. Here's the parcel in question. There's the site plan. That one in the middle is kind of neat. What is that picture of?
That is the other detached accessory.
Oh, okay,
structure
so you're
garage.
just on around. Okay.
Yes.
More detached accessory structures. And basically from the back looking towards the front, back the way you came. That's all I've got for you, Mr. Chairman. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jim Haddock, 470 for 60 North. And I can best explain this by telling you how it came about. I've been a book collector all my life, and I have many thousands of books. I moved to this location from East Vancouver, I think 3 years ago, and I have got box after box after box of books taken up my garage and part of my house. And I thought it would be best if I get them up in the air. So without knowing anything about any building codes, I thought I'll just go buy a storage building, which I did down on 120. During this process, any coding stuff was never explained to me. It just went through. When they delivered the building, they never said a word about any variation of the coding or whatever. So the building sits where it is. The storage building. The middle building is a 8 by 8 chicken coop. I bought it the same. Now, how this comes to be, I had my car down to the Chrysler Garage to be serviced, and in the waiting room was Sheriff Contrell, who many of you may be familiar with. And we were just catching up to date because I've known her since grade school, riding the school bus together. And we were catching each other up on what's going on. I told her about the building. She said, "Did you get a permit for that?" I said, "No, I didn't know I needed one." She said, "Yes, you need one for that." So I came in to get a permit for it. And that's basically why I'm here right now, to try to catch up on that.
I'll ask, before we proceed, how does the, so you had a chicken coop along with a storage unit, so is that considered, are we up to now 4?
I think we're still at 3 because you get the 120 or less. You get that extra little one.
Okay,
So
When I talked to Sheriff, she said that anything below 100 square foot, I didn't need a permit.
okay.
And that is 8 by 8, which would be 54 square foot.
Thank you.
she's half right. It's 120 square foot. You only don't need the permit on the building side, and it's a chicken coop, so you probably do need one on the plant side.
Right.
She's a smart lady.
Oh, also, can I add to that? Also, when I was working on this, I'm putting bookshelves in there. And when I was working on it, I had Frank Carlton, some of you may also know, out helping me. And he was the one that put the dimensions on the distances from the other shed. And he found no problem with it. So,
He should know the distances and setbacks. He's the building and planning side guy, so if anybody should know him, it should be Frank. So that, yeah, that's good.
so that's where I'm at on it. I submitted it. Here I am.
Question, like Lynn brought up in a previous meeting, correct me if I'm wrong. If he was to attach this to one of his current buildings, he'd be okay,
On the
correct?
planning side, yeah, but you have to do it properly on the building side. But yes, short answer to your question, you could do that. I don't know if these prefab, pre-engineered buildings, if that's gonna be a lot easier said than done, because you probably have to get it.
So basically, if you attached that to what you currently have, which like Clint's saying, it'd be kind of hard to be a prefab, then you wouldn't need to have a variance tonight.
Well, if I would have it moved over by the original barn that was on the property, it'd be a hard attachment, but I could make it an attachment there.
Yeah, because he's got one building has a true foundation, and other ones, I'm assuming it's on skids, so it's not.
It's gonna be hard.
We need that chicken coop there.
It just happened to be a convenient location.
So the answer was yes, you want that chicken coop
I
there.
would prefer to have it there, yeah.
Any other questions?
And your home is adjacent to this someplace or what?
The home is up on the hill there in this picture. And it is not, it is not right directly in front of the house. It's close, but it's not directly in front of the house.
Is it within the 300 feet or?
It's
Oh,
all
yeah,
on the
we're
same
good.
property, yeah. It's all on the same property. It just has a circle drive.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there. Driveway, it's actually it's kind of for two properties. So you go up there and then there's a Y and one goes one way and then Mr. Haddock's is to the left. And then it goes in front of these barns, and then it curves up towards the house and garage up there.
It makes it a circle drive.
Okay. Is there anyone in the public that can speak in favor or opposition to this variance request? Hearing none. Porch is closed. I will entertain a motion.
Are these antiquarian books?
Yeah. Huge variety. I have some very old books. I mean, valuable books. Ranging clear up to a couple of years ago when I didn't have any more in the Bible. I'm guessing I might have over 10,000. The majority of them are, if I haven't read them, I've looked through them pretty good.
Yeah, no,
My wife's a collector. She doesn't have that kind of thing. We don't have barns full, but,
I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I grant, we move on to petition B-2604 for a detached accessory structure, third one for Jim Haddix as presented.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have another 2-2 vote tie. Just like before, we'll have a additional member make a decision on this particular variance.
they have to do that at the next meeting, so. It has to be in public.
April 6th. So if you want to come to the meeting, you can, or we'll just call you. Or if you want to come up to the office tomorrow and say, what exactly happened last night? I went blank after that guy started yelling. We'll talk to you about it. We'll figure it out together.
April 6th, right? Clark?
Yeah.
Let the public portion of the close at that meeting, right, Don?
That's correct.
No new evidence to be presented.
And I'll make Christina leave you alone. I'll call off the dogs. Can't control that guy. All right, last one for the night, B-26-05, James Miller Calhoun, Dean Properties, Inc., petition for one-dimensional standard variance for new sign, variance for a maximum height of 75 feet rather than the 25 foot allowed. located 6505 North Old 27, Section 23 of Jamestown Township, map number 760323000028000006. Here's a photo of the property in question. Oh, there you go. Another one of those signs out there, or the other signs. What am I looking at here? The highway above, the parking lot?
The pole right there is where.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yep. All good.
Because that's the toll road right there, correct?
Yeah. Yep. There you go. That's all I have for you tonight.
Right, my name is James Miller. I'm with Kenworth Fremont Palmer Trucks. We're located at 6503 North Old US 27, formerly 6505 North Old US 27. And we're seeking a variance for our bar sign height to overcome the height of 8090 highway right against our property. So, start with the question that we had in line. Sign will be located at the south end of our lot, away from any parking lot flow. And we feel that the requested variance height of the sign may actually be beneficial to the public safety, as it'll keep it above the sight line for the toll road motorists. With the 35+ foot difference in ground level. I thought it was 57 3/4, but looking at the paper, it was 55.7 was the old variance. We feel that that would put it more directly in the line of sight of truck drivers, that are constantly going up and down 80/90. We'll have no effect on pedestrian traffic either on or off premises. We did have a survey done of signage close to the area, and the Wendy's pilot sign is currently at 90 feet and the Shell sign is at 78 feet. So it wouldn't be towering any other signs per se, it would be close to that height. There are no adjacent property or businesses between the north side of the toll road and our facility. No adjacent property either east or west of I-69. And I've talked to the surrounding businesses and they had no objections at all. We require the signage for acknowledgement of business presence in the community. Since coming to the location, we've had a lack of exposure. There's really no prominent visibility from the highway. We've had a lot of customers eventually stop in and say, oh, we didn't know you were a Kenworth dealer. We've seen you off the highway, but without our bar sign or anything, it made it tough to let them know exactly who we were. And another hardship is we're not directly off of an exit. So having that visibility is actually very important to us. It will not interfere with the county comprehensive plan, as this is a variance request for sign height. The need for this variance is not a result of actions of the property owner, previous owner, or their agents. It's a result for the need of acknowledgement of our business presence. The sign must have enough height to safely be visible over traffic toll road. Toll road 8090 is between 35 to 40 feet above ground level. We talked to Reeve Riley when they were doing the bridge restructure there, and they gave us 36 feet, I think is what they said. Talk about 35 on the application just to make sure that we were safe with the height. And essentially that would only leave 35 or 40 foot of visibility to the motorist. From the top of the sign, it's 8 foot. So 75 foot peak would put it above their line of sight, but still make it visible from both highways. Any less could potentially affect safety being more in the direct line of sight. Mr. Dean Calhoun does own the property right now. But we're with Palmer Trucks. We have 13 locations across Indiana right now, and we do plan on purchasing this facility. We have a 5-year lease program, and we do plan to purchase the property after. I believe that's roughly all I have. Any questions or anything that I've missed? Okay.
All right.
Clint, is there anything that it seems like I remember voting on.
I was thinking the same thing. You said something about a previous variance. Was that sign there or did it just never get put up?
So the sign was there, but prior to us getting the facility, it was actually cut off. So there's like 6 foot of pole, dual poles there right now.
I don't think it was this tall. I think they wanted to.
No, it said 55, it's shorter in the past. I remember before.
I think I was on the board.
I
when that came in
remember
front of us.
something like this too.
Yeah.
And maybe they, this one, I think they were gonna change what it said on there, so that's why they were here, to make it legally conforming at the time, because it may have been legally non-conforming. I don't know, but it's interesting that it's not in the file.
It's only 25 feet then, but that'd be like, all right for like a restaurant or other stuff.
Yeah, it might be something from that next. Yeah. Totally. 10 foot tall road.
It's showing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, it's 35 to 40 feet. Well, that's 10 feet below grade. So that's okay. All right, I'll have to. Any other questions by the board? Open for the public. Is there anyone in the public that could speak in favor or opposition to this variance request? It's quiet out there in the audience, so I'll close that portion and bring it back to the board. Any other additions or any other questions or conditions to consider? Okay. See, now ask for a motion to vote. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant this petition for B-26-05 to James Miller / Calhoun Dean Properties Incorporated for the variance of the maximum height of 75 feet rather than the 25 feet maximum as presented.
Second that. Florida, I'm gonna hit 55. You're gonna track that. Yeah. Plane tickets get cheap enough, my wife will jump on those. It's going to Fort Myers Beach. It's like last year, the same place as last year.
See where corner being spiked today, and I thought is that why you're in a good mood?
No, it went down.
That's how
It went down? It
Yeah.
Started down.
Oh, diesel fuel traded $1 a gallon difference between the high and low for the day. That's,
Wow.
yeah. Ended up actually going down 30 cents, but it was up 70 cents over the open, which is just bananas. Corn and soybean, same way, just some trading firm, they just made a killing today. Somebody else.
Well, for every trading firm that made a killing, there's probably one that.
Absolutely. Somebody panic bought and then they got killed.
Yeah.
That's why some people not gonna sleep very well tonight. I'm speculating. Huh. Okay, the last one is unanimously approval 4-0. I gotta figure out if that post is gonna be strong enough, huh?
Yeah, I'm telling you. I really appreciate your time. Thank you. Just come back and see these guys whenever.
Yeah, we'll get your real
Yeah.
permits and whatnot.
You did good.
Yeah, the whole thing's
Come
on.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Yep.
Forgetting the eye of the janitor.
8:30.
It's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, that is fast.
Also, is there any other business that shall come before this board this evening? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Move we head out.
Yeah.
Meeting's adjourned.
I gave the first to Dan and I gave the second to Larry. Sorry, Larry.
Yes, no, it's okay.
Christina, what's this on the screen?
8:34.
Your stream will stop immediately and you will no longer be live. So that one says not yet and it ends. There you go.
No, mine are off the web.